They say strength is loud, that it roars in the gym, flexes in the mirror, and wins arguments with sharp words. But I've come to believe the strongest people are often the quietest. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they've learned to listen to the storm inside without letting it flood the room. Mental strength isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about feeling everything deeply and still choosing how to respond. It's the mother who wakes up tired but sings anyway. The student who fails and still shows up. The artist who doubts her work but keeps creating. The caregiver who wipes away tears that aren't her own and still finds the courage to smile. It's the quiet muscle we build when no one's watching. I remember a season when everything felt heavy. The kind of heaviness that doesn't show on your face, but sits behind your eyes, humming like static in the background of every thought. Rent was due, my child needed me. My dreams felt far, and yet I had to choose. Not between joy and sorrow, but between reaction and intention. So I started small, tiny choices that no one noticed. Breathing before answering, pausing before judging, naming my emotions instead of fearing them. This is sadness. This is fear. This is hope. I gave them space like guests at a table. I didn't let them drive, but I didn't shove them out either. I learned that regulating emotions isn't about suppression. It's about stewardship. Then I turned to my thoughts. Some were kind, others were cruel. You're not enough. You're falling behind. You'll never make it. I used to believe every thought was true just because it was loud. But mental strength taught me to challenge the noise. To ask, is this helpful? Is this kind? Is this mine? Slowly, the volume began to lower. Not because the noise disappeared, but because I stopped giving it the microphone. And finally, I looked at my behavior. Because strength isn't just what you feel or think, it's what you do. I began to act in alignment with who I wanted to be, not just how I felt. I wrote when I was tired. I smiled when I was scared. I apologized when I was wrong. I chose love, even when my heart was bruised. That's the thing about mental strength. It's not glamorous. It's not always visible, but it's powerful. It's the quiet decision to rise again, to speak gently, to hold boundaries, to forgive, to keep going. Here's what I've learned. You can be overwhelmed and still show up with grace. You can feel broken and still behave with integrity. You can be uncertain and still choose courage. Mental strength is not a destination. It's a daily practice, a sacred rhythm, a legacy we build in silence. So if today feels heavy, if your hands are trembling from carrying too much, pause. Breathe. Name what's real. You're not weak for feeling. You're strong for choosing. Regulate. Reflect, respond. And above all, keep building. Because the quiet muscle you're growing, it's changing everything. Not in noise or flash, but in presence, in peace, in power that hums beneath the surface, steady and sure. That's the kind of strength that lasts.